Greetings, all you ghouls and nasty ghosts. Today, we'll be looking at something that filled a lot in all of our hearts as children. And I'm talking about recess. And if not the show, then at least the actual break from school.
Recess was actually a really neat idea. Following 6 children and their adventures throughout recess might sound kind of boring, but Disney actually managed to make this show worth watching, with topics like card collecting as currency, the fall of monarchy, and so on.
This show had a lot to offer, and of course it had a Halloween special. Terrifying Tales of Recess.
Unlike the rest of the episodes, this one focuses on some dude I don't really remember were in the show before. But this guy tells tall tales of things that might have happened during recess. To make the story a bit shorter, they are mainly focused around Stephen King stories such as Children of the Corn, which they call Children of the Corn Chip, and Maximum Overdrive, which they call Bikes Attack. This could be another horror story, I don't know about it, I guess it's from Stephen King. The last one is called Night of the Living Finster, which I don't think explanation is needed.
But it makes me wonder, why do they think that children would know these movies they use? Oh well, let's take a look at them.
The first one, Children of the Corn Chip, focuses on a new brand of chips from UK.
Dad, but they just sent an order of chips that have never been tested. I can't sell chips that have never been tested.
Now wait a minute. It's an untested brand. You're a small grocery store. And you care why?
Most store owners would be like, yeah, whatever, it's not my problem if they are tested or not. I'm not the one to blame if something goes wrong. Oh well, the chip girl tries them out and turns into a werewolf.
I'm afraid something terrible might happen.
It happens.
Leading to the gang trying to figure out whether or not this wolfman girl is within their school.
We uncursed humans are all chums when there's a monster stalking the school.
Stalking the school?
Which leads to the small child named Gus, who apparently comes from England to take action since he not only knows of the brand but also knows of the curse for some reason. They have a chase sort of scene with some more British children.
Hold on there, governor. Me and me mates here would like to lend a hand.
Why are they here? Where did they come from? Well, Britain of course, but oh well, it's funny, let it slide.
They end up on London's rooftops and the chase ends with the chip girl being transformed back to normal.
So really, this is more like a mild version of an American werewolf in London.
Okay, first one done, 2 to go. Next one is the one with the bicycles coming alive, and yeah, this is without a doubt based on Stephen King's through and through. It starts out with Mikey, the fat poetic one, making quite a lot of poems about his bike. And how much he loves it.
And I mean, he has some sort of obsession, not like any other kid and their bike. This is actually sick.
Why is that, you might ask? Well, he turned one of the poems into an assignment he read for the class.
It's a bike, for Pete's sake.
Back to the story, much like the source material, some weird shit turns vehicles alive, and in this case, bicycles. And Mikey's bike chased them all around the actual school. This ends up in Finster, the hall guards closing the whole school, trapping this bicycle inside, but apparently all the other bikes turn to life and they are saved by the bus driver. Or are they?
And that's the end of that. I might be skipping through them quite fast, but really, they're rather short, not much content, plus I have to cover 3 at a time of one, so moving on.
Next one, Night of the Living Finsters. This one starts out with the Dickon kids running and screaming from their hole. Which is quite big, I might add. Ending with the sporty kid Vince's rival daring him to spend the whole night down there all alone.
And that you're all alone.
He then agrees and we cut him to doing that. But his friends wouldn't like him being all alone down there, so they followed, ruining the actual dare.
Lawson dared me to come here alone, by myself.
This hole for some reason leads to the Finster burial ground.
Which, for some odd reason, were located right under the school.
This reanimates the deceased Finsters and of course turning this into a zombie survival episode. They manages to get inside the cafeteria with the Finsters right behind them. But they manages to escape through the means of tomato surprise.
The surprise? They use acid instead of water for the soup. Yeah. Poor souls whoever eats this.
That is quite clever to go back to something from previous episodes.
And that's the end of that episode.
Now, I'm no big fan of minisodes inside the show, since they normally are too short to give some valid story, and most of the times the main plots are usually pushed aside for a quick joke. It's not too good. Apart from that, it's actually a decent story with some nice imagery to go along, but why they wanted to reference Stephen King without actually using him, I don't know, but that's how it is, I guess.
I'm the Angrynator, and this is Angryween. See you tomorrow.